Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, school lockdown. A possible stabbing leaves one student injured and disrupts classes at Jasper Place High. Separation stipulations, the legal hurdles Alberta would have to clear to leave Canada. And back down to earth, the crew on Artemis 2 coming home.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Astronauts on board the Orion spacecraft are preparing for the most high-stakes leg of their historic journey. After 10 days in space, the Artemis 2 mission is coming to an end, and the crew's capsule is expected to splash down in an hour. CTV's Nariman Issa joins us in studio. So, Nariman, walk us through what re-entry into Earth's atmosphere will look like.
Well, Matt, re-entry is considered to be the most dangerous part of the mission. The 4 astronauts in the Orion capsule will re-enter the atmosphere, moving at more than 30 times the speed of sound. So right now behind me, this is a live shot from NASA. On their YouTube page, they are showing us what it looks like right now inside of that capsule. Now, for the crew in space and on the ground, this will be their biggest test yet.
We are going to capture Orion, which is the biggest capsule we've ever put in space, on the biggest, most powerful rocket we've ever flown people on.
A NASA recovery briefing hours before the planned Pacific Ocean splashdown of the Artemis 2 crew. A historic moment on the ground and in space.
And riding a fireball through the atmosphere is profound as well.
The crew of 4 astronauts, including Canada's Jeremy Hansen, will be moving at more than 40,000 kilometers per hour inside the Orion capsule when it reaches Earth's atmosphere. They'll be 122,000 meters above the ocean and endure temperatures of 10,000 degrees Celsius. That's about twice the temperature of the surface of the sun.
But there's lots of insulation, and they have a climate control system, so inside it's around room temperature or so, and they have their spacesuits on too, so they're still nice and comfortable.
The process will make them feel 4 times heavier than they do on Earth.
So it's a really, really intense thing. It's hard on the body, it's hard on your blood for circulating around, so they are going to be pushed to the limits.
Edmonton's Zachary Aubert was in Florida to watch Artemis 2 launch. The space enthusiast is now in Houston at NASA's headquarters, where he will watch the crew splash down.
The administrator and NASA have made it very clear. We are not celebrating this mission until they have chutes, splashed, and are helicoptered onto the ship. Once they're there, then they're safe. Then the party starts, and I'm excited to see how NASA celebrates them being home.
The Orion capsule is expected to splash down off the California coast at 6:07 p.m. A recovery team will be there to greet them. Now, the whole journey from entering Earth's atmosphere to hitting the ocean, Matt, it will take around 15 minutes.
If only my flights were that short. All right, Nariman Issa, thank you. A possible stabbing at Jasper Place High School sent one student to hospital while others were locked inside their classrooms. Here's CTV's Jeremy Thompson with the latest.
Parents are picking up kids from Jasper Place. Students are being sent home early after an incident sent one of their peers to hospital with what police call undetermined injuries. APS won't say exactly what happened here, but parents and students tell me it was a stabbing. Police say they responded to an incident around noon at the school. That's when Jasper Place and nearby St. Francis Xavier High School were locked down. One parent who spoke to CTV says her daughter, who's in grade 11 at JP, told her it was student-on-student violence. And while it was a frightening experience, it was reassuring to have that contact over text to confirm she was safe.
Just waiting to find out what actually happened and to know it's official. The worst case scenarios, I think, always go through your mind when your kids are involved and you're not there to support them. But I think the schools handled it really well. The teachers that were, in the classes with the kids were working to keep them calm and informed. So we really appreciated that.
Police say they found a suspect near the school and took them into custody. Officials with the public school division say the safety of students and staff is the priority during serious incidents like this. No one else was injured, and the area is now safe. After the lockdown, students at St. FX resumed classes, while those here at JP were sent home for the afternoon. This incident also interrupted a bike-a-thon at JP. That charity event has now been postponed. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A woman who shot and killed another woman in a West Edmonton apartment in 2023 has learned her fate. Kianan Red Bear was sentenced this morning to 6 years in prison. CTV's Amanda Anderson has the details from the law courts.
It was October 2023 at this apartment building near 156th Street and 100 Avenue when the shooting happened. 23-year-old Winter Star Dion, a young mother, was killed. Today, a 26-year-old woman, Kianan Red Bear, pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. Through her lawyer, she instead pleaded guilty to the lesser manslaughter with a firearm charge, which carries a mandatory minimum 4-year prison term. She was originally charged with first-degree murder by police. In an agreed statement of facts, the court heard Red Bear had been in a previous romantic relationship with Dion's younger sister. They had gotten into a fight earlier that day, and Red Bear broke several windows. Right before the shooting, Red Bear was repeatedly yelling through the broken windows for the sister, who wasn't there. Others who were inside saw her at the window holding a gun, and they ran out of the suite into the hallway, closing the door behind them. The court heard Red Bear fired the gun through the living room window. The bullet traveled through the closed apartment door and hit Dion. 911 was called. Officers arrived to find Dion in critical condition. She died on scene soon after. The Crown asked for a 7-year sentence, while the defense wanted 5.5. After taking time to consider the facts and Red Bear's background, the judge decided 6 years was an appropriate sentence. Moments after the judge gave his ruling, Red Bear's mother got up to leave the courtroom. She was upset and yelling, "It wasn't Kianan. It was not my daughter that shot that woman," she said as she left. With time in pretrial custody, Red Bear has a little more than 2 years left on her sentence. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The city of Edmonton says it has video of some of the suspects who used a malfunctioning ARC card machine to steal tens of thousands of dollars. The Edmonton Transit Service says neither police nor peace officers have been able to identify any of the thieves.
We've closed, and I'll just say there's no risk to our card holders either. We've implemented additional processes and reporting and monitoring.
Between September of 2024 and June of 2025, the city says roughly $65,000 worth of fraudulent transactions were made using the machine. The city identified more than 300 suspicious ARC cards and recovered $20,000 from them. Premier Danielle Smith hinted Alberta could soon be in a position to once again host the Winter Olympics.
I'm not committing to anything. I'm just planting seeds out there just so that you know how it all fits in together.
Smith delivered a State of the Province speech in Calgary yesterday. The Premier said if there's new mountain resorts, a new passenger rail system, new stadiums and arenas in Edmonton and Calgary, and the Olympic Oval is brought up to speed, then maybe the province could be in the position to bid on the Games.
Like, we're building all the things that might lend itself to future international bids for future really big types of events. Just putting that out there because I know this is a group that has been in favor of bids in the past.
The Premier also said maybe the 2026 Winter Olympics weren't the right games to bid on, considering Calgary's water main issues. The next Winter Olympics will be held in France in 2030. The Edmonton Oilers can guarantee themselves a playoff spot this weekend. There are 4 different scenarios that would see the Oilers secure a playoff spot for a 6th straight season. The simplest way, the Oilers earn at least 1 point against the LA Kings tomorrow afternoon. The other scenarios involve different combinations of teams winning or losing. The Oilers are currently first in the Pacific Division with 90 points. They have 3 games left in the regular season. An Alberta author says it's empowering to be able to tell the story of Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen. John Larson has been working with Hansen over the last 2 years, documenting his time preparing for the Artemis 2 mission. He says his book, Earthrise, is a story about technology, cooperation, and most importantly, the people behind the mission. Larson calls Hansen the real deal. He says it's authenticity that makes these types of stories resonate with anyone who reads them.
How does a farm kid from Ontario who built a tree house in his backyard when he was had his dad help him when he was 6, 7 years old, and turned it into a spaceship, then actually end up going around the moon? That's the narrative of the story, and it's such a thrilling and engaging story to tell people.
Larson has a conversation with Hansen planned for next week to discuss his 10 days in space. He says the goal is to release Earthrise in the fall. A Josh, hopefully some pleasant weather for the astronauts once they land here on Earth. I won't ask you about the conditions over the Pacific, but looking pretty nice in Edmonton today.
Yeah, and it'll be warm again tomorrow, just not as sunny as it was through the course of the day today. Should hit double digits again, though. We're at 11 degrees downtown right now. It's 13 to the south of the city. You get some 8s and 9s off to the north. Pretty light wind through the course of the day today, about 10 kilometers per hour, and we'll likely see wind in that range again tomorrow. Officially, 12 is going to end up as our daytime high for today. So above average. This is a first above average day in the month of April. We're a week and a half in. Everything else has been average or cooler than average. Another above average day on the way for tomorrow, though. Although, as we said, take a look outside right now. This is the shot from the CTV drone. It's brought to you by Century Casinos. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, Century Mile. As we mentioned a moment ago, it's been bright blue skies today, but the clouds are going to come rolling in from the north through the course of the day tomorrow. You can see on the satellite map, all of the cloud cover has been held well to the north of us through the day today. And although the clouds are coming in for tomorrow, the snow tomorrow, that's going to stay way north of us. There's a chance you might see a little bit of mixed precipitation or some showers late Saturday night or early Sunday morning, but no heavy precipitation coming our way. Just a cool down for Sunday. We'll get to about 11 degrees tomorrow, closer to 5 for a daytime high on Sunday. Take a close look at your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, why one law professor says the path to Alberta independence may not be as straight as some want.
So the number of constitutional amendments that would need to take place to extract Alberta out of the Constitution of Canada are complex, radical, extensive, and immense.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
After 3 days of hearings, a judge in Edmonton has ruled a petition on separation cannot be verified by the chief electoral officer until there's a decision on challenges made by First Nations groups. Those groups argue the petition violates treaty rights. Experts are weighing in on what would happen if a majority of Albertans voted to leave Canada. They say the path to independence isn't as easy as one might think. CTV's Nicole Weisberg explains why.
As the group looking to extract Alberta from the rest of Canada continues gathering signatures, a local law professor says a majority vote for separation would only be the beginning.
The first thing that we absolutely know that doesn't happen is that Alberta just magically becomes an independent country.
Eric Adams says that's because the law states no province has the right to unilaterally secede from Canada. The Supreme Court of Canada ruling came after Quebec's 1995 referendum on separation. It saw Quebec vote to stay by a razor-thin margin.
So the only thing that a referendum does is signal to the world and to the rest of Canada that there is this serious issue. Now, the other thing that it signals and triggers is what the Supreme Court of Canada has said is a duty to negotiate.
Meaning, Adams says, the federal government, provinces, and other stakeholders would have to work together in good faith to try and come up with a resolution.
The Constitution cannot be amended unless every province in Canada agrees.
There's also the wild card of international reaction, particularly from our southern neighbors.
They may take the position that they are prepared to recognize the sovereignty and the independence of Alberta. If that starts to happen, then those constitutional negotiations at home in Canada become a lot more fractious.
Adams says there's also no clear precedent on how Indigenous rights and treaties would play into separation talks. After Quebec's referendum, the Supreme Court of Canada mandated these be considered, but did not go into detail.
We are off the map of our Canadian histories.
If, in the end, it is decided Alberta should separate, then begins the building of a new nation. Although Alberta has vast oil and gas reserves, one economist says being landlocked is a major disadvantage.
Then Canada can impose tariffs, the U.S. can impose tariffs, and for the separatist group that says, well, we're going to impose tariffs on goods that try to cross through an independent Alberta, guess what? People will find their way around it.
Premier Danielle Smith has promised if a citizen-led petition gets enough signatures, the government will put Alberta separation on a referendum ballot. However, with court decisions on this issue still outstanding, there is no certainty on whether it will make it that far. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come tonight, Gophers on the go, where the famous museum will be popping up as it looks for a new home.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Alberta's world-famous Gopher Hole Museum in Torrington will be popping up at Calgary's Comic Expo. Taxidermied gophers from Torrington will be displayed in an interactive exhibit called Into the Gopherverse. The new display was created for the Comic Expo and features scenes from Superman, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, and other pop culture media. The team has been pushing themselves to get the Gopherverse ready in time.
It was something I inquired about, and then they're like, yeah, they were very excited about it. So it's coming up really soon for us. So there's a lot of work involved because we weren't anticipating it for this year.
The museum is currently closed because its building is in disrepair. The museum says events like the Calgary Expo allow the Gophers to be on displays in different communities around Alberta. The Gopherverse will be at the Comic Expo from April 23rd until the 26th. Get your tickets now, Josh. I tell you right now, if we have daytime highs this weekend like we saw today, I'm going to have to pop my head out of my little hole in the wall and finally get outside. It's nice out there.
One day.
One day?
And then Sunday, a little cooler.
What can you do?
It's the Masters. You sit on the couch and you watch golf all day Sunday. Take a look outside right now with the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed weather, it's free. It's 11 degrees in Edmonton under fairly blue skies. Lots of cloud cover to the north of the city, though. 16 in Jasper, 5 in Fort McMurray, 5 as well in through the Grand Prairie region. So cloudier and cooler across the north. From Edmonton south, where the sun has been out, look at Red Deer's up to 14 degrees. Here in the city, we got to 12 for a daytime high. Some scattered showers just off to the south of Slave Lake. For the most part, though, this cloud cover has been empty. That'll change for tomorrow. There's the warm air that's been sitting over top of us. This is going to move off to the south and east over the course of the next couple of days. It's still in place for tomorrow. Not quite as warm as tomorrow, especially with the extra cloud cover, but I think still double digits, 10 or 11 for a daytime high. It's Sunday that the cooler air drops in from the north. Here's your snow between Peace River and High Level. Overnight and early tomorrow morning, that moves east. You get some heavier snow in through the Fort McMurray region tomorrow afternoon. In the Edmonton area, there's a chance Saturday evening for some showers or a little bit of mixed precipitation. And then Sunday, looks like most, if not all of this light snow is going to be to the south of Edmonton, but there is a chance of some wet flurries early Sunday morning here in the city. There's your heaviest snow by early Sunday morning. So this is tonight and through the day tomorrow. 5 to 10 centimeters from High Level off to Fort McMurray, maybe even pockets of 15 centimeters in a couple spots. Peace River, I think you do get some snow. You just may not see the accumulating snow. That may be just north of you. Watch the southwest and southern portions of the foothills. 5 to 10 centimeters of snow in Banff on Sunday, but fairly dry in and around the Edmonton area, aside from maybe a couple scattered pockets of light precipitation. -3 Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, -4 in Grand Prairie. We'll be around 0 here in the city. 3 with that heavier snow in Fort McMurray, but closer to 8 or 9 for Lac La Biche, Cold Lake. Should be around 3 degrees in Grand Prairie with some flurries. More like 8 or 9, though, for Whitecourt Edson. And then another day into the mid-teens in Red Deer. 14 today, 14 tomorrow. Lloydminster gets close to 10 and about 12 in Jasper. 11 degrees. Falling to a high of 5 on Sunday. There's that chance of precipitation Saturday night or early Sunday. And then temperatures jump again. Back to 13 for Monday. Then they fall again. 9 on Tuesday and a chance of some snow Wednesday of next week. And that has the potential to be some heavier snow for at least parts of central and north central Alberta. Midnight tonight, it's the BMW and Barcelona Early Bird Prize deadline in the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery. You can take the car and the trip or $200,000 cash. Go to mightymillionslottery.com. One quick look at your long-range forecast after that cool down middle of next week and that chance of snow Wednesday. Looks like it'll stay cooler than average. So enjoy the warm temperatures today and again tomorrow.
Oh, I will. Josh, thank you. A piece of soccer history will be on display in Calgary this weekend, the original World Cup trophy. A festival will take place at the Saddle Dome Sunday, offering soccer-inspired activities. Other cities taking part include Winnipeg, Montreal, and Halifax. Tickets are free, but they're also limited. There's currently a wait list. You can sign up on the Coca-Cola Trophy Tour website. When we return, floral fascination, a local Orchid society celebrating 50 years with the festival.
There's a lot of closet orchid growers out there.
Next week on Your Morning, have you ever seen something happening and not acted? How the bystander effect works, plus tips to get organized for spring and the health benefits of gardening.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
For 50 years, the Orchid Society of Alberta has been bringing floral fans together. This weekend, it's hosting a fair where blooms are competing against others from all over the world. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Orchid enthusiasts have come from far and wide to St. Albert's Enjoy Centre for one of the biggest orchid festivals in Canada.
It's my mother's fault that I got started in orchids. One day she says to me, I heard about this Orchid Society and I'd like to go to the meetings, but I don't want to go by myself. So I'll buy you a membership and you can take me to the meetings. Well, that was the beginning of the end.
Daryl Albert's story follows a familiar pattern here. A passing interest peaked that soon bloomed into something more consuming.
There's a lot of closet orchid growers out there.
You catch the disease at a show like this, come and see all these crazy things.
If I count the 3 I bought today, that'll make it 18.
50 years later, you're still trying to get rid of them, but you're buying more every day.
Tracy Toohey brought her orchids from Saskatchewan to see what others have grown and compare them with her daughter's handiwork.
I think really empowering that a person can acquire a plant that maybe grows natively in Southeast Asia, but you could meet its growth requirements in your own house.
Judges are taking notice as well. Some of the blossoms here are competing against others from all over the world.
There's a few plants in here that are of that category for sure that we're going to look at today to see. And people in the past have won cultural awards at the Edmonton show. So if you come to the Edmonton show, you're going to see plants that are among the best in the world.
That quality is what many growers are striving for. Motivation for one of last year's winners came as a way to remember his roots, the person who led him to orchids in the first place.
My mother passed away exactly April 5th, exactly a year ago. Rita Bernice Albert. It was the day before she passed away, so I went up and told her we won the award and named it after her, and she just said, wow.
A tribute to growers past as future ones appreciate and discover the allure of the orchid and maybe find one to take home. In St. Albert, Connor Hogg, CTV News.
And that's our show. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.